Hi, Char. We're here with another episode of Birth of Mya-Moe. We're on step 4 today. This is going to be in several videos. So the first one is, as you recall, we glued the kerfing in step 3. So we're just going to remove the clamps here. My little bowl. Take off all these small clamps. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is clean this up a little bit. We have some overhang on the end graft here. So I'm just going to trim that off. I've got a little saw. I'm first going to just score it right along there so that it doesn't
what?
So it doesn't kind of tear off down into the body. So just get a nice clean cut right there to trim that up. The binding is going to come down over that anyway, but we want to get that as clean as we can. And then because of the way everything was clamped, you can see that all of the squeeze out from our glue is now inside on the lower part of the kerfing. So I don't like that. I'm going to take a chisel and very easily and carefully just chip away those glue blobs.
Yeah, glue, if it's not pressed together between two pieces of wood, does just what you see here. It dries, but it really doesn't stick much. So Char's able to just come in there with her chisel and just pop off these little dots. I also want to talk about order of operations. I think I mentioned this a lot, and I'm going to just show this end graft. Remember on the first guitar that I built, I did the end graft in the wrong order. I put on the top and the back first, and then when you route for the end graft, it comes right through. So you need to do the end graft before the top and the back are on and before the binding goes on. Then everything gets routed up correctly and looks right.
Sometimes you use a little just to get this.
There she's using a straight edge razor blade.
Just to get that edge.
As a scraper. And I'm going to just show you, I'm going to pick this up and show you that here's that straight edge razor blade. And if you lean it, let's say to the right, and then press down with my thumb and drag it like that, it acts as a scraper.
Very gentle.
And it's really a great way, it's an amazing way of doing cleanup. You'll see us doing some of that later on glue around the binding.
I also use that when I'm trimming the braces, the brace ends on the top and back inside to get the glue underneath where I trim it off. Use that scraper to smooth that surface out. So this takes a good period of time, 5 to 10 minutes, just to get these.
This is why we,
in
general, we like to do glue cleanup when the glue is wet and right away. But with the clamps, you just really can't get in there very well without disturbing them. And
I'll also, of course, blow that off so that I don't want any of these little chips coming off and staying inside the ukulele either. Turn it over and do the other side.
You also might have noticed that before Char started doing this, she wiped off her work surface. Remember, the sides are going to get sanded more. They'll get sanded and cleaned up after the top and back are on and then after the binding is on. But even so, you want to be really careful about getting dents in the wood. And so she brushes and wipes off the work surface. You saw Aaron doing that the other day before he did the bracing. In this case, she's generating a lot of little, very hard glue pieces. And so every time she picks up, she wipes off just to make sure it doesn't get pressed in. You might think, well, you know, put a little less glue on the kerfing. It'd make this job easier. This takes, as you can tell from the video, you know, we're going to be upwards of 10 minutes just on glue cleanup here. But it just don't go that way. It's you don't ever want to save time by trying to eliminate squeeze out. You always want squeeze out, and you just need to deal with it. If you're not getting squeeze out, then you're just not getting a good glue joint. And really, I think of that like some hidden disease that you just don't know about, and later on it's going to come back and bite you. You'll notice here also the squeeze out is being dealt with inside the instrument, but there's also squeeze out on the top and back. I'll zoom in on some. There's some right there. That's going to get dealt with in the next segment or two as we sand the top and back flush. Sometimes you can see she's just scraping. It's very hard to see the squeeze out when it's just a tiny little bit.
Small.
And it's easier just to get with a scraper. There's not even enough to get a chisel under.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, now I've got these cleaned up. I'm gonna get my mold and put these in, and we're gonna prep the top and the back and glue the back on.
And that'll be in the next video.